Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Addiction Solutions with Roselle. I hope that you've been enjoying the videos. I know I've enjoyed bringing them to you. And so today, before we get into the message, I want you to understand that when you tell family or friends to go to YouTube, type in Addiction Solutions with Roselle and subscribe, that it's free. Maybe people don't know that. I don't get any money or anything, but just it shows how many people are subscribing to the videos. So I wanted to bring you that information first. A lot of people might not understand how YouTube works. So for you that know how it works, explain it to them. It's really simple. And then the information, maybe they can use it or a family member can use it. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to finish up relationships. And after that, next week, I'm going to go into financial problems, how it's connected to addiction. So now let's finish up with relationships. I tried to get into a little of it last week when I said how our addiction will cause us to leave the people that we are accustomed to being around because they begin to notice a change in us. And so a lot of times we feel, that people are looking at us or staring at us in a different way because of what our addiction has done to us. And a lot of times you're correct. I mean, people begin to notice, that, hey, what's wrong with this guy? What's wrong with this lady? They used to have their stuff together. And now all of a sudden, they don't answer calls. And, in this day and age, we got text messages, and back in the day, we had pagers and things of that nature. But now we have text messages, we got Facebook, we got Messenger, we got Instagram, we got everything you can possibly name to get in touch with someone. And so when we want to get in touch with, say, Roselle, let's say a family member wants to get in touch with me, and I just blow them off because, number one, I don't have no money because my money's went where? To my addiction. Or number two, I don't have anything to wear appropriate. Why? Because my money's went for my addiction. Oh, I've been stopped buying clothes. If I've got to this point where I'm ignoring people that are close to me, it's because of embarrassment, shame, or just I feel, just so down in the dumps. And we're going to get further on down into the progress chart. We're going to get into a little bit of mental health and how this addiction causes mental health issues. But right now, we're going to stick to relationships. So if you have a family member or the addicted individual is listening to this program today, see if you can identify. Please don't try to compare. That's the worst thing you can do is try to compare your situation to somebody else's situation because that'll make you think that you're better than them. I remember a situation when I was in treatment and, I was in group and I thought, hey, man, I get a little disability check and I got somewhere to live and, I got a car, even though I got to start the car with a screwdriver. I'm comparing to the people that's in the group because they may not have nowhere to sleep or they might not have a car. Here I am, I'm an inch from being a bum. An inch, might have been a quarter inch for being a bum, but I'm going to compare. So I'm going to tell you right now, that's the most dangerous thing you can do is try to compare your situation with someone else's. So back to the relationship situation. Think of the person that you're the closest to. Could be mom, could be dad, could be uncle, could be auntie, could be sister, could be brother, or could be a spouse. Or it could be, a child. And so all of a sudden, you are ignoring this person and you are not giving them any explanation on why you're doing it. So that relationship is almost destroyed. Now just think about this. Think about this real close. If I decide to get clean and I establish a little bit of clean time, and that's from all addictions, I got to try to redevelop a relationship with a person I've had a relationship with all my life. And now it's a little different because they realize some things that I have done in my addiction. I might have forgot some things that I did, but they haven't forgotten. Matter of fact, they might have a journal. They might have a notebook on some of the stuff I did. So just say, for instance, I don't get clean at this particular time and I continue to get high or whatever my addiction is. All this does is make the situation worse. The further you go and the further you distance yourself from your relationships, the harder it's going to be to get back. So what happens is we redevelop, and I think I mentioned this last week, we redevelop relationships with the people in our environment. And so these become our closest allies. Why? Because we are all doing the same thing. Number one, we all make excuses. Number two, we blame everybody for the situation we're in. Number three, we feel comfortable. I don't have to dress up. I know they're not going to invite me nowhere, especially to dinner or something like that. That's out of the question. All of us are barely eating, so I know I don't have to worry about the invitation. We meet up at our hangout, and generally, it's the dope house or the bar or the casino. That's where we meet. And you don't need an invite for that. So what happens to our loved ones? Sooner or later, and I'm going to tell you, it's sooner, they stop bothering us. They figure it out. If they are going to any of those support groups that I mentioned, they're now able to identify with the situation. Why? Because they've talked about this in their group settings. And so somebody in that group identifies and they break it down and tell them, look, they're lost. They're lost. How do I get them back? They have to get back on their own. They have to get back on their own. And so the only thing we can do at this point with the relationship issue is we have to take care of ourselves, the enabling and the codependent behavior situations or behaviors, relationships. We got to take care of ourselves, and we hope and we pray that our loved one finds the way out of what they're in and that we can redevelop our relationship. So I'm going to end it there, and I appreciate you joining the show today. Remember, next week we're going to get into a little bit about financials. Should be interesting. Thank you, and have a blessed day.